Hi everyone. So it's been a while since I posted something about related to revenue management or distribution. And now, since we might have seen, or there's one of the pain point for hoteliers, marketing department, even revenue and distribution, where OTAs undercut, their commissions, and they are offering lower rates on their platforms, and that eventually becomes a problem. That's basically a marketing problem, and the cost of acquiring the customer or getting the bookings increases. So when the OTAs, they start to offer lower rates on their channel by undercutting their commission, let's say. Um, what it happens is, obviously, they drive a lot of bookings to their channel. So that's one problem. The other problem, actually, it becomes a marketing. It's a challenge for marketing department to compete against them, because when they start to publish lower rates by undercutting their commission, they are in fact increasing the marketing campaign cost as well for the hoteliers. Let's say if a hotel wants to run a marketing campaign, right, and they want to do a paid marketing, and they want to go for the CPC model, let's say cost per click, right. Now, if you know, when you want to push a marketing material, let's say through Google, you bid on certain keywords and you pay a certain amount based on the keyword's popularity and who is bidding the higher price. Now, whoever is bidding or offering the higher bidding price for that keyword, let's say, or long tail keywords, there are different things around it. Then the Google pushes their listing, right? So as you might have seen, when you Google your hotel name, uh, first one or two, sometimes three listings which you can see on Google would be, let's say, I don't know, booking.com, Agoda, etc., right? Because they are paying the higher price. Now, when they do that, the CPC cost increases, right? And as in marketing department, it's difficult for you to compete against them, because you don't have that much money to pour into these marketing efforts. So your CPC, usually it's about, between 44, 45, 46% higher. That's one of the challenge. And even when there is no issue with the rates, you are in parity on your direct channel versus the OTS, still your costs as a hotelier are about 34-35% higher than the OTS. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen the studies. OTAs, hoteliers, sorry, pay about $75 billion in commission to to all these OTAs in a year. 75%. Out of this amount which OTAs generate, some of the OTAs, they they spend between 37 and 45%, and some are even close to 50% of that revenue they are spending on the marketing, which is a really huge amount as compared to what hotels spend on the marketing. So it becomes really difficult for hotels to compete against those OTAs. And obviously that leads to another issue, like, no matter how good your marketing campaign is and how much time you spent on designing one, in case you don't have the competitive advantage, and you don't have that much budget to push your marketing material and compete against OTA, then all those marketing efforts basically are wasted, right? Now, some hotels even they think that they have a very strong direct booking business, right? They're driving through their websites, but sometimes even without, it's not intentional, unknowingly, they're still prioritizing the OTAs over direct bookings because obviously that brings a lot of volume. So OTAs undercutting, hotels. It's one of the major issue now. And obviously there are some ways around it, which hotels have to plan, and they need to work hard actually to overcome this issue, because that's costing a lot of money. So it has a financial impact, and also in terms of reputation of your hotel, it has a negative impact, because if someone, let's say, goes to your website, they find a higher rate than the OTAs, or sometimes someone is calling directly the hotel. You're on the call with someone, you're offering your best available rate, and they tell you, I can find so and so rate on one of the OTA. Then in terms of your reputation, you look bad in front of the customer, because they are trying to make an effort to call you directly, and what you are trying to offer is higher than the than what is being published by the OTAs. So I think in terms of the distribution, you need to be very cautious. Price positioning, you have to do some kind of research and see how you want to position yourself against on those OTAs. In some regions, let's say in Europe, there's no issue. Basically, in some countries, you can publish a lower rate on your direct channel as compared to, let's say, OTAs. But in some regions, you have to sell, let's say, the same rate. That's what they say, that you have to push the same rates to your channel, direct channel, which is your website, and to the OTAs. And what they would end up doing is, okay, you abide by those commitments, but then OTAs go back. They have 18% commission. Out of 18%, 9% commission they undercut, and they start to publish low rates, which eventually cost you all of this what we discussed. So as an hotelier, you have to be very cautious about it when you're planning. Even your distribution mix, you need to see which channels you need to work with, and you need to set some limits that no one crosses those limits. In case they do, then you need to have something in written that would cost them some legal action or whatever. You might have seen there's recently some news. There are about 26 countries in EU going to courts against a major OTA. Let's see how this ends up. So that was it for today. We'll see you in one of the next topic. And I hope I'll try basically to post more regularly, and I'll be posting in future about the impact of AI on revenue management, like jobs, etc. Like how will this end up? So stay tuned. Thank you so much for your time listening to this.